Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a world where ancient tradition meets radical innovation. We're talking about experimental bonsai, a new wave that's challenging everything we thought we knew about this incredible art form. For centuries, bonsai has been guided by strict rules and principles, specific styles, wiring techniques, and aesthetic goals passed down through generations. These rules created the beautiful, timeless trees we all admire. But what happens when artists start asking, what if? What if a bonsai didn't have to look like a miniature version of a tree in nature? What if it could express an idea, an emotion, or a concept? This is the core of experimental bonsai. It's a movement where artists are breaking free from the traditional playbook. They're using new materials, unconventional forms, and abstract designs to push the boundaries of the art. Think of it as the punk rock or modern art movement of the bonsai world. It's provocative, it's exciting, and it's completely redefining what a bonsai can be. So, who are these pioneers? Let's look at some of the new wave artists leading this charge. You have creators who are intentionally creating incomplete or deconstructed compositions, challenging the traditional idea of perfection and balance. Instead of a perfect triangle, you might see a tree with an exaggerated, almost unnatural lean, symbolizing struggle or resilience. The focus shifts from simply recreating nature to interpreting it. One of the most exciting areas is the use of non-traditional elements. We're seeing artists incorporate things like sculpted metal, polished stones, or even recycled materials directly into the composition. A tree might grow through a twisted piece of steel, creating a powerful statement about the relationship between nature and industry. This isn't just about decoration. These elements become part of the tree's story, adding layers of meaning that a traditional bonsai might not express. Another fascinating aspect is the exploration of abstract forms. Forget the classic informal upright or cascade styles. Experimental artists are creating living sculptures. You might see a juniper trained into a spiraling, gravity-defying shape that doesn't resemble any tree you find in a forest, but evokes a sense of energy, movement, or chaos. The tree becomes a medium for pure artistic expression, much like a painter uses paint or a sculptor uses clay. Let's talk about the why behind this. For many of these artists, it's not about disrespecting tradition. In fact, most have a deep understanding and respect for classical bonsai, but they feel the need to create something that speaks to the modern world. Our lives are complex, abstract, and sometimes chaotic. These experimental bonsai reflect that reality. They explore themes of urban life, technology, environmental change, and personal identity. A bonsai with roots exposed and bound by wire might be a commentary on feeling restricted or constrained in modern society. This movement also plays with the concept of time. Traditional bonsai emphasizes the passage of time, showing age and maturity through trunk thickness and fine ramification. Experimental bonsai can manipulate this. Some artists might create a piece that looks ancient and futuristic at the same time. They might use unconventional pruning techniques to create a youthful, energetic form on a very old tree, challenging our perceptions of age and growth. Of course, this new wave isn't without its critics. Purists argue that these creations stray too far from the essence of bonsai, which they see as the pursuit of natural beauty in miniature. They might say that if it doesn't look like a tree, it isn't bonsai, and that's a valid perspective. This debate is actually part of what makes the movement so exciting. It forces the entire community to ask fundamental questions. What is bonsai? What is its purpose? Is it a craft or is it an art? The answer is probably both. Experimental bonsai doesn't erase tradition. It builds upon it. It's a dialogue between the past and the future. An artist needs to master the traditional rules of horticulture and design before they can effectively break them. You need to know how to keep a tree healthy and how to wire a branch correctly before you can twist it into an abstract shape. What I find most inspiring about this is the freedom it represents. It encourages us to look at our own trees differently. Maybe that flaw in your pine, that branch that just won't go where you want it to, isn't a mistake. Maybe it's an opportunity for a unique expression. This movement gives us permission to play, to experiment, and to tell our own stories through our trees. So, how can you dip your toes into the world of experimental bonsai? Start small. Take a young, inexpensive nursery plant and free yourself from expectations. Don't try to make it a perfect formal upright. Instead, think about a feeling or an idea you want to convey. Maybe you want to express joy, so you encourage wild, upward growth. Or maybe you want to represent a struggle, so you introduce a harsh bend or gin. Think about the pot and the soil surface too. You don't have to use a traditional ceramic pot. What about a piece of reclaimed wood, a block of concrete, or a found object? The display becomes part of the art. Instead of moss, maybe you use colored sand or small shards of glass carefully, of course. The point is to challenge every component of the traditional display and ask, what else could this be? Experimental bonsai is a reminder that art must evolve to stay relevant. While the timeless beauty of a 300-year-old traditional white pine will always be awe-inspiring, the bold, conceptual pieces from this new wave are pushing the art form into exciting, uncharted territory. They are ensuring that bonsai remains a living, breathing art form for generations to come. What do you guys think? Are you a traditionalist, or are you excited by these new abstract forms? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I'd love to hear your perspective on this. Thanks so much for watching today. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the cutting edge of bonsai, please hit that like button and consider subscribing for more content. It really helps the channel grow. Until next time, keep experimenting and happy growing.